Hi, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Just admitting people that are waiting in the lobby, and we're going to give a couple minutes for people to join us. Couple minutes and we will start. All right, I see more people have joined, so let's get started. Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Discover the Skills Driving the Smart Manufacturing Boom and Embracing AI webinar series. My name is Balsam Webby, and I'm the Communication and Marketing Coordinator at GlobalDWS, and I will be your host today. We're thrilled to have you here. And before we begin, just a quick note. This session is being recorded and we'll be sending it out after the event. If you have any questions, please drop it in the Q&A box and we'll make sure to have it answered during the Q&A portion of this webinar. Okay, so I'm so delighted to introduce our GlobalDWS leaders. Rami Webe, our co-founder and chief technology officer, and our co-founder and chief digital officer, Yahya Saad. And now I will give the mic to Rami to start the webinar. So excited.
Thank you, Balsam, and welcome for joining us in this session. And I'm happy to have my colleague and business partner, Yahya Saad, to share with you part of our experience in smart manufacturing, and sometimes we call it advanced manufacturing. Like today, we will not focus only on the technology. Even we know there is a good hype in the market and evolving of technology in the market, we will focus on the human factor and how we will be able to upskill our resources and team and people to be able to capitalize on this major change in the market. But before we start, I would like to give you a brief overview who we are. GlobalDWS as a global digital workplace services. So we founded GlobalDWS in 2013. We are in Toronto as a complete system integrator and innovation solution provider to help our customers and partners to leverage innovative solutions and ideas to improve their workplaces, to make their workplaces more productive, more agile, and to increase safety and sustainability of their workplaces. And in all of that, how to make sure their environment will help their customers and their employee to be more agile. And we are a trusted advisor to different partners like Microsoft, WiredScore, UL, and we work with different partners, and we are accredited from different organizations. At the GlobalDWS, when we talk about smart workplace, we work across different industries. Like we have opportunity to work with healthcare, education, but we focus heavily on smart manufacturing. But what you see here in this picture, when we talk about the ecosystem, you can see certain components are common across many workplaces, which is what you see here in the lower part, which is about connected devices, cloud computing, and AI and data analytics plus cybersecurity. We consider those kind of competencies and capabilities are foundational for building any smart workplaces. However, today we will focus on smart manufacturing and what we can do in this smart manufacturing to solve different problems. But our recommendation to consider those foundational elements when you talk about Internet of Things, cloud, AI, and data analytics plus cybersecurity. So in this presentation, we will, as we highlighted, we will try to go over the market overview, what's happening in the market, to give you a kind of insight what is happening with all those technologies and where are the maturity of those technology. And from there, we will talk about the future of smart workplace, so that Yaya, as a CDO, will go deeper in the technology and to give and share some knowledge what's happening in this market. And the third point that we will talk about the skills required to be part of this digital wave or digital transformation wave that we see it in the market. And the last one, we will talk about one of our programs related to digital transformation and smart workplace upskilling program. The last point, we will share with you some takeaways that you can leverage either as employee or employers to help you in your journey. To start talking about the market overview, based on the KPMG Canada, we see that there will be more and more automation and collaboration between the human and machine that will increase the adoption of automation that will be able to help us to complete the automation more than 47% of the task, which is very high level of tasks. We need to think, what are those tasks that we need to automate, which will add value, and what are the areas that we need to focus? So going from 33% to 47%, which is 50% of our tasks, can be automated. And in this picture, you can see where we used to see robotics arm in a protected area. You can see now robotics arm working with AMR mobile robot that they can collaborate together to do additional tasks. But what we see in that, the foundational element of this kind of automation is the AI. And AI is shifting our work not at the corporation level, but at the individual level, at the team level, and also at the organization level. That we need to see, today, we see people are leveraging AI in their day-to-day when they are automating certain tasks. And you can see how teams are working together and collaborating to generate new content and leverage their knowledge base. And also at the enterprise level, where you can see automation streamline a complete process end to end. So it's not a future, it is now. People are adopting this. And then in this slide, where we see what McKinsey highlighted, that the value is very high. We saw different digital transformation in different industries, but this one, the estimation, it will be the profit and the benefit of this, it will hit more than $4.4 trillion in the global market. So it's a massive wave that we have all to consider and to be part of it. And it's not like a future where we used to say after 3 to 5 years, we will see 75% of organizations, they have already started testing or doing proof of concept of AI in their organization, and they have started to do that. And our recommendation to start thinking where you will be able to leverage this concept. But what happened? We all heard about AI is doing major change in the market. But what is the root cause of that major transformation? What you see in this picture between the industry 3.0, which is the old factory, where you have silos between different layers of your environment, where the enterprise has a silo between the business application, where are the layers about the work centers, station, all of those separate layers, they have their own technologies, they have their own systems, and complete different silos, and you have different people doing different tasks. There are layers of collaboration. But what we see currently in the market in the industry 4.0, it's a fully connected ecosystem, where when we say fully connected from the product up to the customers, where the customer can provide feedback that can go directly to the smart factory, where they can hear about the quality, the efficiency. So it's not anymore that will be a delay between the time and the silos. It's a fully connected, scalable ecosystem. And what are that? How this now managed. Like before, when we used to have silos of different systems managed by different groups, it was like we have that limited collaboration. But today, as you see, there is a reference, a global reference, we call it RAMI. So I'm not biased to this framework because after my name, but this is a complete reference architecture model of the industry where you can see the connectivity between the physical layer and the digital world. So it's very important to see this picture, how this picture will help you to see how to manage this in a fully integrated. So the hierarchy, it's not a silos where you can see the product life cycle can be completely managed, monitored. When you talk about IoT, from the design, the development to production, even the support of that your product, you will be able, by having Internet of Things, you will be able, and data analytics, you will be able to do a lot of a precaution maintenance. You can be able to increase your customer satisfaction and having a full understanding of what's happening. So I highly recommend that you consider those kind of a framework in managing this major wave, so you don't deal with it as another silos of initiatives of AI. So you have to look in a complete holistical and strategic approach. So this is when we had opportunity as our team to participate in different international manufacturing conference. And one of them is the Hanover. And the last one, 2025, Canada was the main partner country. So we had a great opportunity to share. We had a great opportunity to share and learn. But what we saw in this Hanover 2025 in Germany, that it's not the automation, it's not the future anymore, it's real. We were able to see the immersive between all those ideas, between AI, data analytics, robotics, digital twin are coming together where people were able to solve a strategic problem. I took this picture, I shared it from Hanover, where I saw you will not be able to build this kind of advanced product using that industry 3.0. You need to leverage that complete ecosystem where you work with partners, where you work with different groups, where they can collaborate using advanced technologies like AI, data analytics, and robotics to be able to come up with high quality products. And I took some pictures that I'd like to share with you where I saw, like before we were seeing robot like sitting in one corner. We were doing the programming to be able to automate one process. But currently you see a robot sitting on AMR, on autonomous mobile robotics. So it's additional complexity. But now we were able to break some of the constraints of the industrial robot arm. Now the robot can go to different and can do different tasks during different time. And you are able to see in some of those pictures where you have a complete smart factory in a fully integrated way. What that means today, we need to go out, and what we see in the market, we are going completely out from silos and islands of solutions and components to complete ecosystem where the interoperability, sustainability, and the complete autonomous. So we need to think, if we are as in industry, as organization or employer, how I will be able to participate, how I will have this big picture of what's happening in the smart manufacturing to be able to contribute. And during this presentation, we will share with you, like, it's not only technology, it's a process, it's people, it's a tools that all should work together to be able to offer this kind of a complete, fully integrated ecosystem. To go to the next level, I would like to shift the gear to Yaya Saad to give you more detail from after this brief introduction. Yaya?
Thank you, Rami. Great introduction. I wanted to say that, as Rami mentioned, with respect to the comparison between Industry 3.0 and 4.0, you can clearly tell that the industry is transforming and it's changing. And what we can see from the existing Industry 3.0 manufacturing facilities, that they have siloed, disconnected data. They have narrow automation and assistance. Like, you can also see the basic automation, minimal participation, and reactive insights that are usually hindering and delaying the manufacturing process, and sometimes reaching a halt due to issues that have not been identified. And in addition to the one-dimensional disconnected machines that are operating in different silos and separate from each other. Now, how can we transform into the Industry 4.0? And this is what the whole theme that you will see across the whole presentation is how we are transforming into Industry 4.0 and what is required to become at that level is that we need to transform the industry to be more context-enriched data estate, have connected systems, have software and automation deployed and having them talk to each other, even including data that's being captured from different systems and integrating for more synchronous collaboration, and which will lead to predictive maintenance and avoiding any downtime, and into also simulation and AI-based digital twins, which will help run operations even at the design level when designing new facilities, to be able to run through all these analysis and be able to prepare for the Industry 4.0. And last, empowering and engaging, like Rami mentioned, the human factor and making sure that the humans within those facilities are also engaged and being also taken care of. Next, I wanted to touch on the smart manufacturing technologies and what systems are helping in providing this transformation. And they range from different solutions that are similar to like the ERP systems that streamline business processes, the MES, manufacturing execution systems that ensure real-time visibility and control on the shop floor, distributed control systems which manage complex operations, and asset performance management, which use predictive analysis to maintain equipment health. Quality management systems that and CMMS that standardize compliance and maintenance workflows, while also supply chain planning, which aligns with demand and production. All these are different systems that are adopted to some extent within Industry 4.0 and that are interconnected to allow for this collaboration between these systems. In addition, one of the foundation is advanced tools like robots, smart devices, and analytics, which enable actionable insights, optimize the resource use, and integrate every layer of the factory from design to visualization to product logistics and every energy control. Together, they all form the backbone of a truly connected, efficient, and resilient smart manufacturing ecosystem. They are all systems and technologies that are implemented at different extents based on the maturity of the manufacturing facility. And next, I wanted to also talk about the different investments the manufacturing 4.0 and the manufacturing facilities are investing into to make sure that they are leaping into this transformation. And according to the Smart Manufacturing Survey done by Deloitte this year, it shows that the top manufacturing investment priorities for the next 24 years start from factory automation hardware that also includes data analytics and advanced production scheduling, to quality management and active sensors. And you can see the percentage of the investment for these technologies to transform into Industry 4.0 and to retrofit existing manufacturing facilities and transform them into the Industry 4.0 and the future. These are different levels of different systems that also include traditional automation components that are similar to like vision systems and IIoT and generative AI, which is starting to pick up right now within manufacturing and smart manufacturing, and also to include edge computing, which is also one of the major players in this industry. Next, I wanted to touch on the um, uh, sorry, I'm just following up the slides on my side. Yeah, the adoption of AI and business intelligence solutions, which are facing major challenge with respect to the um, uh, existing challenges that are within the industry 3.0, like some of what we've mentioned earlier, like the siloed systems, the IT, OT conversions, and the costly integration of maintaining and being able to pull data from existing manufacturing machinery, and the poor quality of data that's being also captured and unorganized, and last but not least, the data governance and security risks that are also accompanied and associated with this. So these are all challenges that the industry is facing right now with respect to being able to adopt 4.0 and to having these connected systems and being able to also leverage AI in their transformation. And that's where we see the most effort being put right now in transforming the industry and making sure that they prepare for the next wave coming through with the integrating AI and predictive maintenance into the manufacturing facilities.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
go ahead.
as you know, like based on our experience working with different customers and partners, many customers have already started the AI projects, but they stuck with the proof of concept or in early stage, or they cannot scale it up at the enterprise level. Because data is a core component of any AI project. So that's why you see us here, we highlighted that another foundational element, in addition to the cloud and IoT, which you can put it in a roadmap. But today, the foundation of data and how you will do data management in your organization or to be part of this, it's a foundational, and we consider it a key success factor in any AI project.
Yeah. That's definitely true, and this also falls into the next slide. Yes, the analysis that was done by MIT Technology Review on different industries and their level of adoption of AI and what challenges they're facing. So, as you can tell here, manufacturing is leading this transformation with more than 45% of organizations that are already in experimenting and potential use cases for AI. But this is also a milestone for making sure that their data is well prepared and they are preparing their internal processes and their people to adopt AI and be able to transform into an operational or full deployment of these use cases. But as you can tell from what we can see from the study right here is that more and more manufacturing and heavy industry are adopting AI, and they are in the potential use case phase of deploying these technologies. And as you can tell also that the company size also affects the transformation and the being able to jump on and adopt these new technologies. And as you can see, the smaller sized manufacturing facilities or other organizations are being able to pivot quickly and move over and adopt these AI solutions. And when it comes to larger organizations, it takes more preparation, more, especially on the data, on the people side, on the processes that need to be prepared for the transformation, and is being adopted more and more as we proceed. I also wanted to share a couple of use cases. So on the, we have multiple, but the time is short. So we picked the best two use cases that we've been engaged with industries on helping them with this transformation into Industry 4.0 and adopting AI into their operations and making sure that they become more and more efficient. One of these use cases cases is the use of LLMs and natural language processing. So here, this is an example of a manufacturing facility that was able to integrate the LLM models into their existing operational manufacturing and assembly guides, and be able to provide support to their first line and manufacturing staff to be able to pick up and search and be able to find the content that they need, manuals that they require at several instances of the assembly line, and be able to reduce the waste of time wasted on searching for these manuals based on what level in the manufacturing assembly line they are at. In addition to making sure that they are also all interconnected, different guides and material that's provided is also available for everyone to share internally within the organization and make use and analyze the content that they are pulling from the LLM. Which drastically improved their operations and helped them in saving time and stress on their employees.
And
Yeah,
I
go
would
ahead, Ram.
here, like what Yaya highlighted, many people, when they see AI adoption, they think they have to re-engineer and redevelop their existing applications. But today in AI, you have options. Maybe you can start with very simple application modernization where you can embed AI. Like in this scenario, we were working with the customer. It was just adding AI capability to their existing application. So I don't want you and any, like many people, they have expectation if they will go in the AI journey or the digital adoption and automation and cognitive automation, they think they have to re-engineer their existing application. Now, the first step, it can be just embedding some of those AI capability and will solve strategic problem where that increase the collaboration and doing other things. So I want to highlight this point because I don't want to think all like we have to start as a green field with AI. It can be part of what you are doing, just adding the AI to be part of what you are doing now to see the return on investment in very fast and reasonable time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely true. And I also wanted to add that the transformation and the deployment of technology, whether it's an AI or other technology components, can be done gradual. So it can be eased into their daily operations, and they can start to see the benefits and capture the benefits as they go through their transformation journey. And it doesn't need to be a big bang, complete deployment in one instance. And this also touch on the next case, which I wanted to also elaborate on. And this is helping one of the facilities with their safety and compliance requirements, and being able to identify using also autonomous robots roaming around the space and scanning using computer vision and being able to identify obstacles or hazards that are laying around different locations, and doing this in real time, providing also a notification and alerts to the admins to be able to react promptly and avoid any issues, plus securing the perimeter and making sure that the location is well secured and the alert is received by the personnel to be able to act on any dangers. So for example, if there's fallen objects or if there are any spills like paint spills or other on the floor, that they are able to respond immediately and be able to preserve their customers and their employee safety in an efficient manner. Okay, so next, I think after discussing all these different technologies, I would hand it over to Rami to take us through the journey of how we can prepare for this change and what skills employers are looking for with their employees. Back to you, Rami.
Thank you, Yaya. Thank you for sharing this technical experience. And as Yaya highlighted, we tried also in the previous section to share with you like a basic AI adoption in the modernized existing application by adding AI capability up to a complete robotics deployment that can be part of the safety and sustainability of a workplace. So I want you to be aware that it's not to be specialized directly and do a complete digital transformation for all your organization. But here, let's go to the second topic, which is about the human factor, how to empower our employees to be able to be part of this major digital transformation. So based on, I like always to, in any workplace discussion about the organizational change management, I try to share this slide from the world economy, and many leaders, many partners, they consider it as a reference in their business strategy. Based on the Future of Job report that they released this end of last year, about 2025, they found that 60% of the employer, they expect the digital transformation and digital adoption will help them to do a complete business transformation. So it's not anymore to adopt a certain technology to optimize one area. It will be to help them to do a complete business transformation. And there are areas that they highlighted, which is they give it a big weight. One of them is the AI and the information processing, robotics and automation. And number three, which is the energy generation, storage, and distribution. So those are three areas. I put the link to the report. Please download it and think and read it, review to see either as employee or skilled worker, or if you are an employer, to see how you will be able to adapt. Because also vendors, governments, all of that, they will consider this report as part of their strategy for the next period. And when to go back and from the big and global market go back to the smart manufacturer, again, we leverage here in this research. I have other research about what is in the smart manufacturing, what are the key competencies that they need. They see here on the top from Deloitte 2025, they put at the top data analytics. So when we see many people, they say, oh, I want to be an AI engineer, or there is data engineer, there are data analytics domain, which is, I consider it foundational. So if you have a job in AI, in data management, or you have a database experience, this is a good time to upskill and to be able to be ready to leverage your competence. In addition to the cloud computing, factory automation hardware, the IoT platform. Today, IoT is nothing new, enabling sensor. But when we talk about IoT platform, where is the ecosystem, how all those sensors will work together? Because we can pull, like when we say IoT, Internet of Things, it's about how to pull and to learn what's happening in our organization, but how we will be able to make it fully integrated. And there are other areas between robotics, edge computing, all those they put them at the top from in use and from the priority. Plus, there are other areas that they are in the roadmap from the hype and from the adoption perspective. So please consider this as part of your planning to see where you will allocate, how you will do the training, what kind of budget you need to be able to prepare. So based on this chart and what's happening from that, we see that there is the impact of the job. It will not be only on one category. It will be on all categories. And I don't want us to leave it from this webinar to think like we need to hire a completely new resources who will be part of it. It will be how to upskill our resources and how we will be able or to add and augment also the skills we need. But there are under each category, from starting from production operations, you can see in their roles there will be AI. So AI will not be is to replace that group and to say, yeah, we need to create a completely new group. We need to see how to upskill that group and to make sure they leverage AI and data analytics plus robotics in a strategic and structured approach. You see it from the production operations to the quality control to the maintenance and logistics. And plus the last one, many people that we see in the market, especially in management and operations, they have concern. When they see AI, they said, is it AI will replace my job? There will be some kind of a transformational in the roles, but you will have because you have good understanding of the process. So if you need to do process engineering or you need to do automation, we need those skilled resources, but we need to train them on the new AI capability to make them part of that digital transformation strategy. That the main message in this one that we always highlight, it's not to replace people. It's how to empower them and upskills our resources to make sure they are ready for this major transformation. So to talk about that, to start the introduction about our program as upskilling, smart manufacturing upskilling, I like to start about the manufacturing. Manufacturing, because my expectation we have audience either from the industry or people outside this industry, if they think this is a good industry to start, if they are a student or in early stage, or they are trying to find where to focus. The global market, in the global market, manufacturing contribute more than 12% of the global GDP, which is massive. But unfortunately, it is heavily concentrated in outside of China and US. China currently control more than 29% of the global manufacturing, and the expectation, if we continue in this, it will has more than 45% by 2030. And there is nothing wrong. Like here today, we are talking about our local, international, but we have to build that internal smart manufacturing infrastructure to support our economy. With respect to Canada, manufacturing is contributing around 10% of our GDP, which is a backbone. We rely in Canada more in the small to medium manufacturing infrastructure. In Ontario, because like this is a program that we are talking about upskills, it's about focus and supported by Ontario province. We as also an average also contributing in Ontario, and you can see it between all other industry. Manufacturing is contributing also around 12% of the Ontario total province GDP. So it's foundational. What is the key message? This industry, if you want to build competency, if you want to be competitive, if you are building your career, this is very important area. However, there is a challenge. The challenge in this industry, we have labor shortage. And when we talk about labor shortage, especially after COVID, plus after so many changes, and also as we see all the tariff and the global geopolitical challenges, this market is very fragile, and there is a huge competition, and we need to do something transformational. And the second point that we see it as part of the challenge, the technological gap. We know that today, based on our relation with our customers, they want to do those changes, they want to empower, but they are busy. They are busy with the current state, they are busy how they do business now. And we need to find a way, in a creative approach, how to empower employees or people who would like to be in this industry, how to increase their knowledge and experience in AI, IoT, and robotics, which is, some of them are new, some of them, they know it at a different scale, but to bring it to advanced manufacturing, you need to have the right skills. And the supply chain disruption, it's another challenge and the pressure in this industry, in addition to the operational cost. So this industry, this domain is facing a massive pressure. So today, working with Ontario, we were able to put this kind of a program that we think it will help our local economy and to support and empower our skilled worker. So that we put this as smart manufacturing, which is focused on how to leverage the emerging technology in a professional way to be able to empower the skills and the employees and partners to be able to have the knowledge how to build that complete smart manufacturing ecosystem. And the program, we put this, I consider it one of the most important slides. When we were trying to design this training program, we spent time working with partners, talking to subject matter experts, working with our customers to understand what kind of knowledge, because it's a big industry. And like what I highlighted, we had opportunity also to work with other regions where in Germany, they are at different scale on their maturity of adoption of automation. So we found that we need foundational knowledge. We need to start with the foundation before. Like today, maybe during the session, you hear certain terms, people will go out to say, I did not understand. What is Rami 4.0? What is IoT? What is the digital twin? So we put the program to start with the foundation. It will be about Industry 4.0 and the system integration. So that will give people who will join the program to have a full understanding what are those components. And in addition, topic number 2, it's about automation and advanced robotics. And then we move to topic number 3, which is about artificial and focus on the machine vision. Because as we highlighted today, AI, it's a big domain, but in manufacturing, we see computer and machine vision is very advanced, and it will solve very strategic problem to our customers and partners. So we said, let's focus on this domain. So when you get involved and engage in any of those discussions, you will be able to add value or to help your organization to solve a strategic problem. In addition to smart sensor and industrial IoT, and as Yaya highlighted in number 5, which is about the data analytics and data visualization, how you will present, how you will ingest the data from different systems in a complete structured and strategic. And to go to number 6, which is a digital twinning. They use a digital twin how to reflect the physical environment to a digital environment where you can do simulation, you can do analytics. So those are that now you see it's evolving, and there are standards. In certain regions, they consider it as a compliance requirement and to have a digital twin. So that will help to solve strategic problem. Even you can start from planning up to the adoption, in addition to 3D printing, cybersecurity, and sustainability. So we put this program in a way that we believe will help students and candidates who will join this program to be able to get the good dose of knowledge and experience. And we put it in a structure that we don't want them all of like expectation to be subject matter expert in technical, because as we highlighted in the previous slides, there is opportunity for different categories. Even if you are engineer, you will have opportunity to go deep in the robotic process automation and AI. However, if you are in administration, you have also opportunity to be in the procurement, and I have also in the facility management and all of those. So there are many areas in that you can play and leverage AI plus all those advanced technology to be more successful and to empower you and to support your organization to do a transformational change in that. So it will not focus only on the technical skills, but also will help people to see how to learn faster and to be able to leverage this knowledge. So the program, we put it in that, so it will not be limited to theory. And we tried to, in working with the province and working with different partners, especially in higher education, we think we need the theory. We need that foundational knowledge. So you will have full understanding when you hear those terms, if you are engaged in design, if you are engaged in buying or marketing, or you will be able to understand those foundational knowledge about smart manufacturing. But we found that we need hands-on. So either I found many training, they do simulation, which is good, but I want to show people like when you deal with the physical AI, they call it, when you see like it's not always that simple, you will need to consider other dimensions, which is, I would think it will play a key role when you see things in the lab. So you will be able to touch, to think of the physical dimensions, and that you need to consider when you are automating things. So there will be a hardware, and the last one, there will be industrial capstone where you will work with on a certain project. The outcome that we believe this program will help to improve our economy and improve our competitiveness, to make sure we are more competitive in the global market, like where we have the right resources, and there will be continuity for other programs in advanced manufacturing. What you see in those introduction, we are planning to build topics on top of that. When we talk about digital twin, this will be foundational. There will be additional one that we will continue in digital twin. So it will help also us to foster innovation. We believe like some of those candidates who will join the program, they will come up with more strategic ideas that will solve their business or their environment or their community problems. So we believe that they have a huge impact. So as a key message, that where we as a global DWS, we see the smart workplace, it's more about collaboration between humans and machines, about robotics and IoT and Internet of Things, enable modern workplace, where we can improve experience, increase productivity, accelerate the operations, and help organization to generate a new business. And the last thing here as a takeaway before we open the stage for questions, and we allocated 15 minutes, and I see we are 45. So the last takeaway that I highly recommend, engage with AI now. Don't wait. It's a major wave. As we highlighted, it will have major impact at the individual team, at the enterprise level. And you hear, and there are huge discussion at the labor and workforces Are those AI will replace people? We believe AI will replace people who will not use the AI. We believe in the human and intellectual, and we know to generate value, you need a human, not only machines. So we highly recommend engaging with AI now. Stay aware of the job market shift, because I see many students and they are or career like building their career. Try to understand what's happening, because this is another milestone in our time to see where the AI will be advanced, where we as a human we will be able, and how the AI will be augmenting your capacity. It will not be a competitive to your role in the future. And ride the next week in those three areas when we talk about AI, robotics, and digital twin. And there are many. Like I saw in one of the reports that the role of design, graphic designer will be impacted because of the AI. But if you look in the digital twin, your role as a graphic designer will be bigger. So you have opportunity when you talk about in digital twin as a graphic designer, even if all those advanced tools are coming, there are still upskill at every level. So it's not about technical, the administration, the management, the operation, the quality control. And the last thing that for employer, think strategically. Don't think in a tactical approach. AI will have a huge impact if you think of it strategic, and we have a complete AI strategy at the enterprise level. The last thing I'd here, this is the link if you are interested to join this program at this stage or later. We are more than happy to share this information. And I will close by this. By 2026, that's what they highlighted, that more than 100 million humans will engage in robotics colleagues. They are interacting with robotics. So please be ready, and we are more than happy to have you in this program or to help support you in their AI strategy. Back to you, Balsam, if there is any question to ask.
Thank you so much, Rami and Yahya, for this great presentation. It's always amazing to be ahead of the career path shift and be prepared for the skills that will drive our future. I got a few questions here, actually very rich questions. I will start with a question from Faraz. Industry 4.0 is no longer a promise, but a reality, as Hannover Messe demonstrated this year. What role do you think the industrial metaverse will play in the next 5 years for your operations?
Thank you, Faraz, for this. I consider have loaded question. Like today, when we talk about the metaverse, it's about the integration. But before we go directly to the integration, we need to think of the strategy. We need to have a plan. Many organizations, they consider some of those digital transformation, and we saw it in the cloud and the mobility. We saw it in other domains that they take it as tactical. When we talk about metaverse, it will touch all your business, and it will touch all the layers that we highlighted on Rami framework. So we highlight to start with the strategic plan. Even if you don't, I know certain people, they want to hit the market with the product and to do transformational changes. Please allocate certain time for strategy and the planning and make it agile. And then focus on the integration between and the interoperability. Because when you have all the data centralized and you have that data management, your AI will be at different caliber versus, and you will be more competitive if you are able to pull the data in a complete strategic way. And we know what we are saying. It's not something simple, but it's achievable if you put the right strategy and the right resources and the right team.
Thank you, Rami. Another question from Russell. With AI, robotics, and energy technologies identified as the top drivers of business transformation by 2030, which skills do you find most urgent for your workforce to acquire today?
Maybe, Yaya, would you like to answer this question?
Yeah. So I was thinking, because I was reading through the question earlier, and I was thinking to myself what would be the best, because there's no like one area that needs to be tackled to resolve this. It's more than one area, and I would say that anything that has to do with AI, robotics, and energy management and sustainability would be top of the list, and definitely anything anything that has to mix between knowledge and the adoption of AI, like throughout the whole journey. As I mentioned earlier in the presentation, that the main challenge the industry is facing right now is preparing the data to be able to onboard on this transformation, and making use of all the AI benefits that they can make use of. So I would say anything that has to do with data analysis, with AI development and management, manufacturing, like when it relates to robotics, to integrated and connected systems. All these are highly in demand right now, and they would be more and more in demand as we go into the future. And also, one last comment, like Rami also mentioned earlier, the report developed by the World Bank, the We Forum, and he mentioned the need for the jobs that are becoming obsolete with time and the others that are arising from this transformation in AI. So I would definitely encourage you to check those and see which to go through, like the different jobs that would help you in this transformation.
Yeah, I put this chart in the appendix, but I was not sure if we should present it here. But because different region, different stage of maturity. But it's a good. Like I saw many of my friends have already started. They look to that and they said, okay, I see AI will hit a certain industry. I don't want to take it as like as panic, but many of them as a skilled resources, they start putting a strategy how to be in the next wave, where to be, like you see in some, and this is the same report they are talking about, like earlier when you talk about accounting, when you talk about like administrative assistant, there will be hit and a change in the role. But again, like engineering, data management, analytics, all of those process engineering, all of those will be areas that will give you the logic, but build the foundation. Don't train on the tools. The tools are changing very fast. Build that design thinking, ideation about innovation. I consider those are foundational. They will sustain and will help you to be successful in any job. And during the program, we will work on those, like about the additional to the soft skills and the design thinking. I think those are plus innovation will help you in any industry and to be on top of any of those digital transformation wave, like what we saw on the cloud, what we saw in mobility, and we see this in AI. We see it bigger than all of them. But I think if you have all those competencies, you will be very successful in your career.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to add, sorry, one more comment. Like there was a sentence mentioned to me by one of my acquaintances, and they said that jobs will, like AI will not replace your job, but you will be replaced by someone that knows AI. So the faster you are in onboarding and integrating technology and the updates that are happening right now into your day-to-day job, the better you can like adapt to this change in the market.
Thank you, Yahya and Rami. That makes a lot of sense. Another question's from Ahmed. Given the manufacturing contributes 12% to Ontario's GDP, but faces labor shortages and rising costs, what steps do you think are most important to maintain global competitiveness? Yeah.
This is very good question, and I think all the questions are. But this is also I consider another heavy loaded, but it's a strategic question, and we see the risk. Like I think what we see, what we hear, and also the impact on our economy and on our life, we see the impact is massive. When we talk about 12% of our GDP, we need to think of partnership between private sector, public sector. It's if we do it in the silos again, we will not be competitive at the international market. We need to have strategic approach where the private sector and public sector, and this is one of the partnership between the public sector and private sector, but also we need the partnership with the education, where we can collaborate to see what is our economy need and how to be more competitive. So it's not only technical, it's a policy, it's a practices, it's an empowerment fund. We need to see how that partnership between private and public sector will be able to help and empower our economy in more strategic approach. Yeah. I see more questions maybe from the team.
Yeah. So another question from Saida. The Smart Manufacturing Upskill program was designed around 9 modules, from AI, robotics to sustainability and cybersecurity. Which of these areas do you think would deliver the fastest impact for your team?
Yeah, I think by we put it in this structure after we consider after module number 3 and 4, I think they will have direct impact in your organization. Where you need the foundation, but the foundation as a concept, we start with the concept, which is good, but will not help you to participate in solving the problem. But I think by getting to stage number 4, where you see what is IoT plus AI, I think that will help you. And then we consider another stage when you finish 5 and 6, where you talk about data analytics. It's another milestone. And the additional one we consider additional to be support, because there will be subject matter experts in different organizations who will be specialized in sustainability and cybersecurity plus 3D printing. But we consider you as a candidate in this program, you will be able to participate. I think milestone number 1 will be after finishing module number 4. And it will be around after 8 weeks engaged, because it's a 5 months program. Back to you, Yaya.
Yeah, I also wanted to add, Rami, that program was designed to make sure that you will end up with a well-rounded knowledge. So it's not just, so like Rami mentioned, there are introductory courses that will introduce you to some of the concepts and some of the courses that will help in smart manufacturing. But then you dig deeper into some of the concepts, like where it comes to smart sensors, IIoT, AI, and machine learning. And these are where you would start to get more and more in-depth knowledge. And next, I would say also the advanced data analytics and visualization is where you start to bring in all this information together, and you start to visualize and be able to see the data coming in. And this will also help in the AI transformation that we mentioned earlier with the siloed and disconnected systems.
Thank you, Yaya. And one more question from Arman. How will this program make sure that people without a tech background can successfully transition into these new Industry 4.0 roles?
Thank you, Arman. And we were heavily thinking of that, and that's why we decided to start with we consider it 101. And the program, as we highlighted, it will not be just self-paced training. It will be a hybrid. So there will be academic resources who will help students who are facing some challenges to support them. But there will be assessment to see where are students at different level. And the content we try we spend time finding the right content, putting different material, which will include description plus videos to be able to connect the points. So we have experience. We built more than as GlobalDWS as a system integrator and solution provider, but we had opportunity to work with higher education in more than 9 courses. So based on our experience, we try to put different content in the different approaches to make sure people in different stages will be able to learn and support what they want to achieve in their career. Because we expect in this foundational 101 course, some of the candidates will continue in deep technical in one domain, other will go administrative. So we try to make it really start with the introductions, supportive material with different format between text, videos, questions, engagement with subject matter experts from the industries who will come from different backgrounds. That to make sure the people who find their more interest in that one domain, they will be able to continue. But we will be extra careful to support the students and candidates during this journey. So it will not be based training only.
Yeah, I also wanted to add that, like, just to make sure everyone knows that it's not a requirement to have technology background to be able to successfully complete this program. It is meant for everyone to be able to start, like Rami mentioned, from the introductory courses and going through the evolution of smart manufacturing and being able to capture all this. So you can come from a technology background. You might be able to proceed faster in some of the courses based on your technology background, but it's not a requirement.
Thank you, Rami and Yahya. This was amazing discussion and presentation, and now we've reached to the end of our webinar. I hope this was a thoughtful and you gained a lot of information, and now you have an idea what skills you need for your future career. And for those who haven't applied to this program, please do. This might be your turning point of your career. And if you have applied and know some people that would be a good fit for this program, go ahead and send it. And good luck. I hope to see you in the next webinars, and take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Balsam. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.